I just need to get this off my chest, you guys, but this is single-handedly the most uncomfortable bra that I've ever worn from ONER. The glutes are on fire. These straps are like at a risk of falling off of my shoulders. I don't know, I'm a little bit underwhelmed. Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today's video is so exciting, you guys. We are celebrating ONER Active's 4th birthday and their 4th birthday collection at that. This collection is absolutely monstrous, you guys. There are a lot of Power Ranger-esque type of colors here, a lot of new pieces. Holy crap, so many new pieces, as well as just pieces that we all know and love. So I'm just super excited to dive into all the details that you need to know about this collection, which launches on September 16th at 11 a.m. Central Time. I will be in LA celebrating ONER Active's 4th birthday with the rest of the team from the 11th to the 16th, aka launch day. So it is of utmost priority that I get this video up for you guys as quickly as I could, with as much detail as I could possibly muster in here. With me already having these pieces for, at this point, a week and a half now, I've been able to test everything, wear everything, wash them, dry them. You already know how we do in this channel. So let's dive into all the details that you need to know about Legendary. This section is going to take a little while before we actually get to the try on haul, so bear with me. I don't know if this is their biggest collection this year, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was, because there's just so much launching and I don't even have everything here yet. Anywho, we're gonna start off with colorways first, obviously. With our basics, we just have your black, washed black, which I will show comparisons here. I actually also compared this to coal because washed black kind of has a little bit of this gray wash in it as well. So it truly is a mix between coal and black in my opinion, but we also have white and light gray marl. So those are gonna be your staple, more monotone type of colorways. But moving on to the Power Ranger-esque type of colorways that are coming out in this collection. First of all, we have a new red, and I know y'all see her back there. She's just stark, glaring, blaring at your face. She is Muscle Mommy Red. Guys, I love this color so much. I'm thinking that I have to wear the unified leggings in Muscle Mommy Red to the event because that red is just so gorgeous. Obviously, I will put color comparisons up here as well as fabric comparisons too, because the Muscle Mommy Red that is launching in Raw Lounge is a little bit more rugged than the unified Muscle Mommy Red, which is obviously very much a solid color. We also have Power Pink. I would say this is a true bubblegum pink versus peony pink, and I just think she's absolutely gorgeous. So we do have another pink for you guys. Moving right along, we have Pump Green, which is a color that I do not have. I did request for just a handful of pieces and size exchanges to be sent to my house prior to LA, and Pump Green was one of those colors. So I'm hoping, praying, crossing my fingers that that package gets here before I head to LA. So hopefully I can make some sort of review for you guys or just do color comparisons here at my house. If any other athletes post their color comparisons, that I'll obviously pop them on the screen. But next up, we have Retro Blue. Now, at first glance, I actually thought this color was kind of like tropical blue and cobalt blue. And in the color comparison picture, you'll see them sitting right next to each other, and they're actually very similar. And last but not least, we have Vintage Violet, which is kind of this like periwinkle, grayish, lavender-ish type of color. Whenever I did my color comparisons, I actually compared the blues as well as the purples for you guys to see, because honestly, whenever I was doing the flat lay, I was like, holy crap, this is very much a blue, grayish toned purple. It truly is a periwinkle type of colorway. I know we've seen the wisterias, we've seen the lavenders, we're tired of it. We needed another purple hue, and Miss Vintage Violet came to deliver. Not to get confused with Vintage Purple. There's now a Vintage Purple and a Vintage Violet, so keep that in mind. It's a little bit confusing. I don't know why we named it the way that we did, but here we are. All right, that takes care of it for all of the colorways that are coming out in this collection. Let's dive into the pieces. I don't have an actual brief to divide this up for you guys. I usually do existing styles in newer colors, and then I dive into actual new pieces, but they literally just gave us the line sheet, and I don't have any information yet, so I'm just gonna go off of what I have right here, and hopefully that works for you guys. But let's start off with Unified. So bras that are launching in Unified are the new Ultra Micro V-Neck Bralette, which is actually sitting right there there, we also have the Unified Micro Bandeau. This does not come with any straps, no adjustable, detachable, nothing. It's literally just the bandeau, which is a little bit dangerous, so we will definitely talk about her. Next up, a fan favorite and my personal favorite unified bra is the Unified Micro Bralette. She is coming back. Continuing along, we have the new Unified Shrug, ONER Active's first ever shrug, and I have a lot to say about it, so we'll get to that whenever we get to that, but a shrug is coming out finally. Unified wrap shorts, unified wrap leggings, as well as the new unified scoop back all-in-one. Guys, I know I had a lot to say before about the unified all-in-one, but this all-in-one goes crazy. Let me give you a little sneak peek of what I was looking like upon first trying this on. I have no words, but I have so many words. I just love this one piece so much, and I just can't wait to get the short version of this, because so far I only have the long version, and if it fits like that, then the shorts version is gonna go crazy. But yes, we do have the short all-in-one as well as the long all-in-one, and it does come in 2 lengths, regular and long length. Moving along to seamless. For tops, we have the go-to seamless fitted long sleeve. Unfortunately, only coming in 2 colors, but it is finally coming back. And then of course, we also have the Effortless shorts as well as the Effortless leggings. And lastly, for performance, we do have the everyday sports bra coming back in all 5 new colors. Our next section is going to be lounge. So starting with Cotton Icon, we have a new Cotton Icon mid vest. This is gonna be your everyday go-to type of tank top to just throw over a sports bra, go on about your day. I actually wore this out to a coffee shop for hours on end, and it is so comfortable. I actually really love this tank. New high leg bodysuit, which is so exciting. More lifestyle pieces, vintage open back crop t-shirt, which is what I'm wearing right now. And if I turn to the back goes hard, back goes crazy. And then of course we have the Cotton Icon baby tees with the same graphics too. Last but not least, for lounge, we have the whole Raw Lounge capsule coming back. Guys, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, Raw Lounge has kind of climbed up to the top of being my favorite lounge that ONER Active has come out with. It's crazy. I mean, whenever I first reviewed it, whenever it launched a couple months back, I was like, yeah, this is definitely one of my favorites. Now I could pretty confidently say that it has become my favorite lounge. I gravitate to these pieces all the freaking time, and I've actually made a couple of sizing changes as well just to accommodate my feedback from my previous reviews, so excited to give you guys feedback about that. But for the pieces coming out, we have the Raw Lounge crop sweatshirt with the same graphic right here, the Raw Lounge crop zip through hoodie with the graphic, oversized zip, the oversized shorts, as well as the wide leg trousers in short, regular, and tall lengths. I ended up getting the short length this time around, which is the sizing change that I made. I also got a size large and the oversized zips as well, which is also the same feedback that I talked to you guys about in the previous Raw Lounge video. That unfortunately is gonna be in LA waiting for me because I only have the crops this time around. So if you're interested in seeing my updated thoughts on sizing, the pieces, things like that, definitely follow me over on Instagram at TracyBFit, because the amount of stuff that I be talking to y'all about over on my Instagram whenever I do Q&As and such, it's unmatched. You know what I'm saying? It's literally this YouTube, but over there on Instagram, more short form. If you have a short attention span and you just want the updates quick and fast, then my Instagram is the spot to be. So anywho, that is everything that is launching in this collection, you guys. As always, I will put my sizing and measurements somewhere up here on the screen. It will always be down in the description for you guys to access, as well as timestamps for every single piece that I'll be talking about today. As always, I'm gonna plug my support link. If you find any of this content helpful leading up to the launch, then my support link will be right down here. Shopping through this link on launch day, which is again the 16th, will support me, support my relationship with the ONER Active team, foster, develop it, nurture it, all of the above, and it gives me a little bit of commission as well. So thank you so much in advance for all of your support thus far. I truly would not have any of these opportunities if it hadn't been for you guys and your constant love and support for this channel and just for what I do. So thank you. And let's just dive into the actual try on haul. We are starting off with performance, going to athleisure, and ending with lounge. So first and foremost, we have the Unified Micro Bandeau. I'm wearing vintage violet in a size small, and let's just get this out of the way, you guys. But here are all the graphics that I have to provide in terms of me comparing this bra against other current similar bras, right? So I compared this to the everyday crossover bralette, the everyday bandeau bralette, as well as the timeless square neck bra. Out of all of these bras, I compared a size small, right? Like that makes sense. Other than the everyday bandeau bralette, because that's the only bra that I size down in. It just runs very big. And even with these sizing updates that were made in, I believe it was the foundations capsule, the new updated extra small is virtually the same as the small everyday crossover bralette. Pretty much. I actually don't even have an updated size small to share with you guys anyway, so just wanted to make a note out there in case you guys were wondering, you know, why I compared a size extra small in the everyday Bandeau versus a size small. Anywho, it seems like this bra is the perfect in between for the everyday crossover bralette and the everyday Bandeau in terms of measurements. I believe the bottom band is right in between those two bras. The bust height is actually the exact same, and the width from armpit to armpit is, I think, right around the middle as well. So yeah, overall super similar. And even with the timeless square neck bra, again, measurements are very similar, minus like a half of an inch or so. But yeah, hopefully that helps you guys out in terms of determining what the coverage is looking like and whatnot. But right off the bat, you guys, this is fitting so much better than the everyday Bandeau bralette. Like if you picked your normal size in that bra, there's no way you'll be able to wear it without these straps because it just runs so big. I would say this runs a little bit more true to size now. Whenever I raise my arms up, the bra isn't completely falling off of my bust. You know what I'm saying? It's honestly very difficult for a Bandeau bra to not slide down a little bit, but I can move my arm still, and once it kind of gets to a certain point, it stops going down. As you guys can see right there, it kind of just stopped right there and it's not going down anymore. Whereas if I were to do this with the everyday Bandeau, dude, full nips on display, but not with this. I am pleasantly surprised, although again, really wish that there were straps for this bra because I'm still having to pull it up, as you guys can see right there, and I just don't want to be messing around with my bra. It's the last thing that I want to think about whenever it comes to performance. So Bandeau bras are very much a hit or miss for, I feel, a lot of you guys who are either bigger busted or do a lot of high intensity type of activity. This is solely going to be like a leg day type of bra for me where I'm not really moving my arms around too much, but I don't think that I'm going to be wearing this bra for a back day, you know what I'm saying? Either way though, stays up a lot better than the everyday Bandeau bralette, and that's already a win in my book. So let's talk details about this bra. Obviously, it's a very minimal type of silhouette, right? It's just going to be completely straight across. And then at the bottom, there's actually not really a bottom band at all. It's just the fabric being folded on the inside and then sewn. So there's no true band down there. Although whenever I raise my arms up, then eventually it just kind of creates this crease underneath my bust to have that illusion of a bottom band. But again, there isn't a true like elastic bottom band or anything like that. And then as you can see on the sides here, there are a couple of little darts coming out from the side seam. I think that's just in order for the fabric to not fold weird. I can't tell if that's an actual like functional design or if that's just an aesthetic design, but either way, I'm pretty indifferent to it. But we have the ONER ACTIVE tonal logo right there on the left-hand side. It comes with removable cup pads. There is a seam in the middle here on the inside, just so that way the cups don't, you know, intermingle with each other or whatever. But if we turn to the back, it kind of tapers into this very, very minimal back band. There is a little silicone lining all the way across the entire bra from the front all the way to the back. The grippy keeps it from sliding down, and that's not something that I could say for the everyday Bandeau bralette because despite it having a silicone lining all throughout, it was still sliding down. With this though, once again, once it gets to a certain point, then it actually doesn't slide around anymore. The bottom here actually curves up a little bit, so I just love that design. The more minimal, the more I want it, you know what I'm saying? I love me a good little open back moment. Now there's an ever so slightly bit of pinching at my lats right here, but I would prefer that than it not digging in. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're going to hold me up, then, you know, be a little bit compressive, be a little bit tight on my lats. I don't want anything to be flying around or whatever. But yeah, there is a little bit of digging in there, as well as the bottom right here. Nothing that bothers me to the point where I'm like, this is way too tight, you know what I'm saying? I think this bra does fit a lot more true to size than the everyday Bandeau bralette. And if you're in between sizes, I would actually say to size up. I feel like if I were to size down in this bra, it would be really, really tight. And like I said, it's already kind of like digging into my lats just a little bit. So if I were to size down, then it just wouldn't be flattering. I would just look like I'm being sausaged into a casing, you know what I'm saying? Stick true to size or size up if you're in between. Now let's do a running test for you guys as well. Yeah, nothing's really bouncing around too much. I would say that it's a medium to high compression, medium support actually, which is so surprising considering that there aren't any straps whatsoever. But here is your gape test just to be safe, and we're not gaping on the side either. So one of the things that I'm like griping about a little bit is there's a little bit of wrinkling on the sides right here. I don't know, it just looks kind of weird to me because no matter what I do in terms of trying to make it straight and whatnot, it just just feels like these seams are a little bit awkward. The seam is folded underneath itself, like I mentioned before, right? But there's just something about the way that it's sitting that doesn't make it sit flush, and it's just always wrinkling on me. I'm like, maybe that's why they did the little dart situation over here. But yeah, that's my only little gripe about it. Otherwise though, I would say this is finally a functional bandeau bralette that you can wear for like a low intensity day or just a leg day, and it'll actually stay up, you guys. So kudos, honor, and the design team. This freaking color combo is everything that I hoped it would be, and then some. We have the new unified ultra micro V-neck bralette. I think I got that entire name right. I'm obviously wearing Miss Power Pink, and I'm wearing a size small. I also have retro blue back there in a size small as well. And right off the bat, I just need to get this off my chest, you guys, but this is single-handedly the most uncomfortable bra that I've ever worn from Honor. Like, holy crap, this is so uncomfortable. Okay, we're gonna have to hold off on that because I have graphics to show you guys. I'm comparing this against the current unified micro bralette as well as the timeless strappy bralette. And I did a couple flat lays as well as showing you guys close-ups of what this bra looks like in comparison to the timeless strappy bralette, because it's actually very similar in a lot of facets. Cool, now that we got graphics out of the way and whatnot, let's talk details about this bra because gosh, I have so many pieces of feedback about this bra. But okay, we have obviously a very plunging neckline. It is very flattering, don't get me wrong, like the yitties they're out there, you know what I'm saying? And this is definitely the most plunging bra I would say that we have to date. A lot of you guys will like that. A lot of you guys will hate it. I do think it's flattering right here in the chest. There's a lot of good coverage. The bottom band is very stretchy, and I don't feel like there's any sort of digging in on the sides at all. Like, there's actually a lot of space on the sides. My issue with this is this freaking neck strap because, dude, I don't know where things went wrong here, but holy crap, like if we look up close, there's only a little bit of stretch here because there's this seam right here that just puts a stop to this, and I just don't think that there's enough strap. There's not enough strap fabric because this strap is not adjustable, and therefore, whenever it comes and meets in the back right there, and also there is a little T decal right there instead of the circle, guys, so there's not gonna be any sort of like squeaking noises at all. And then we have the adjustable T-strap back there. But guys, the way that this dug into my neck so hard, it's digging in pretty aggressively, and there's nothing that I can do about that because it's just not adjustable. I actually wore this to the gym yesterday. I don't think I actually took a picture of how red my traps were after wearing this, but my traps were very much sensitive afterwards. Like, they were very, very red, and this bottom band back here, you could see the little imprints of the stitching along my back because that's just exactly how abrasive this was to my skin. I just... okay, anywho, give me like an extra 0.5 inch of fabric right here, and I feel like that would alleviate the strain, actual strain on the traps so much. If you're a gal with larger traps, you will not like this. Trust me, you will not like this at all. I know a lot of gals don't like the timeless square neck bra because of how tight it is. However, that strap still had the stretchy bit to it. It's very similar to this back strap actually along the neck. So for me, I like the timeless square neck bra so much more because there's still stretch to it despite it still kind of digging into my traps. This, however, there's just no escaping that. You know what I'm saying? It just kind of stops right there, and that's it. You just have to suffer the entire time. So yeah, definitely my least favorite bra from Honor, pretty much hands down. Let's do a gape test for you guys. And once again, I am wearing a size small, and there's no gaping for me at all. And this is what the side looks like. No gaping there as well. In terms of coverage, there could be more coverage on the sides. I just wish there was like just an extra inch. Give me an extra inch of fabric, and I feel like that would cover side boob a lot more, but I actually feel like I have some side boob almost showing right there. But this is what the back band is looking like. As we can see, I have this adjusted all the way to the top. Like, there's just no way I'd be able to wear this bra with this adjusted even a quarter of the way down. Even with this strap adjusted all the way to the top at the loosest setting already, you still have this bottom band kind of curving up like this. I don't know if that is intentional or if it's a design situation where they just didn't account for enough fabric up here to then make this sit straight like this, but this sits pretty naturally like this where it kind of curves up a little bit. So otherwise that back strap isn't bothering me at all. I can't even feel it. I don't even know that it's there half the time anyway. So in terms of it bothering me, it doesn't bother me. Yeah, that's how I feel about this bra. I would say that if you are in between sizes or you just have a very high sensitivity to things digging in your traps, size up. I cannot stress that enough. Please just do yourselves a favor and size up in this bra. I will probably get a size medium next time just to kind of test that size out and see how I like it for both my bust in terms of coverage as well as being able to adjust the back here. I've never been a medium in a bra before, but I have to for this because of this situation right here. You can literally already see it digging in. We have more Power Pink. I'm wearing the Unified Shrug and in Power Pink size small. This is ONER ACTIVE's first time releasing a shrug and it's in the unified fabric. So it is on the slick, slippery side. It's a matte performance fabric, so it definitely wicks sweat very well. There's not much to a shrug, right? It's literally just sleeves. I have definitely had my fair share of trying shrugs, and one thing that I've always disliked about them is when there's not enough coverage in the armpit, because I feel like this is straight up just sleeves. It's just sleeves, and then you have maybe like an inch or two of fabric on the side, but that's pretty much it. And what happens is that whenever you put your arms down, there's just a little bit of bulging that happens right there at the armpit. So I really do not like that, because if this just kind of like went down like that, dude, so freaking cute. It would make this look like kind of a long sleeve design. You know what I'm saying? It would just look so cohesive. Yeah, I don't like how this is in my armpit. Also, if you have a sensitivity to things digging into your armpits, you wouldn't like this either, but the sleeves are long enough. In a size small, it is a little bit loose on me. Like at the elbow here, you have a little bit of looseness, and then down here at the wrist, a little bit of looseness as well. There are no thumb holes. I wish there were thumb holes. If I put this down my wrist, then it just kind of looks like this, where there's a bit of bunching. It's not excessive or anything though, so I think it looks fine. Turning to the back, this shrug just barely covers like underneath your armpit area, so it doesn't cover your full lats or anything. Still exposes the bottom of your sports bra with whatever bra you choose to wear with this. There's no like tightness here at all. There's a good amount of stretch in this fabric as well, so it's not like it's gonna dig in or anything. This fabric is double lined for the back as well as like this front piece, and then the sleeves are single lined. I actually asked for a size extra small in this, which I don't know if that's the right move or not, because I feel like it's gonna fit my arms really, really nicely, but then it's just gonna dig in even more in my armpit. So I don't know, whenever I get it in, then I'll definitely give you guys my feedback over on my Instagram. But for now, this is what a size small looks like on me. I would say that sizing for this piece just ultimately depends on how you want it to fit. If you want tighter sleeves, you're gonna sacrifice, you know, the armpit situation, because it will dig into your armpits. If you don't care about the sleeves being just a little bit loose and you just want a little bit more breathing space for your armpits, then maybe stick to your normal size instead, or size up. It really truly depends on how you like for this to fit, but this is what a size small looks like on me. Moving on to the little montage section of this, we have the unified wrap shorts in retro blue as well as vintage violet. Note how the waistband is fitting on me as well as the material around the crotch. I feel like in an extra small, there's just a lot less material, and I didn't like how an extra small fit on me before in aqua blue, but for some reason, this retro blue fits so much better. I really, really like how it fits. Even though there's a little bit of digging in the thighs, I still feel like overall it fits so much better with no excess fabric at all. But we are moving on to squat tests. Retro blue is 100% squat proof in both a nude thong and black panties, whereas vintage violet was 100% squat proof in a nude thong, but I would say like around 85% squat proof in a black panty. So rule of thumb is just to always wear nude undies, especially for this. Pump green, bro, she was like 40% in a nude thong because you could see my skin, but in a black panty, it was like 10%. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little bit scandalous. I'm measuring the waistbands here, and it looks a little bit different in like the length and whatnot, but it's literally just because they added a quarter of an inch to the waistband. So the waistband in a size small sits higher now, whereas in a size extra small, they just added a quarter of an inch to the width of the waistband, which is why it fits better in my opinion. So I would say if in between, still size up, but overall it fits a little bit more true to size this time around. We are now moving on to the unified wrap leggings. I'm also wearing a size extra small here, and I love how these bottoms fit. There was very minimal wrinkling in the waistband at all. Like these cross-waisted leggings just always sit wrinkled on me because I have a really short torso, so, but overall, I really liked how this fit. And this was surprisingly a little bit less squat proof than Vintage Violet at 40% with a black panty, but overall 100% squat proof with a nude thong. Just like the shorts, it fits a little bit more true to size now, but I would still say to size up if you're in between sizes. Last but not least, we have the Effortless shorts. I'm wearing retro blue in a size extra small, and I know I did not receive, or actually I didn't even ask for a lot of Effortless this time around. A lot of that is going to be sent to my hotel room in LA, but for this haul, I just wanted to order more unified. So sorry about that. However, even though this waistband looked really crinkly from the flat lay, in which you'll see later, the stretch retention was really good, and the bounce back was really good as well. The fabric overall was feeling a little bit more plush. I really liked how this pair fit as a whole, and I would say that it was 100% squat proof as a whole. So we're good to go with this color. Here's the flat lay that I was talking about for all the measurements that you could possibly need to know as well. Moving on, guys, I have the unified scoop back long all-in-one in extra small regular length in the color black. We'll start with the little graphics or whatever, because obviously you guys are wanting me to compare this to the current unified all-in-one. I did a flat lay with them next to each other to look at different measurements and things like that. As we can see with, you know, just me having it on right here, this one comes a little bit lower on the sides than the regular unified all-in-one does. This fits so much better on me personally than the unified all-in-one did. I feel like that one had a lot of fabric in this midsection right here where it was wrinkling a bunch. I mean, obviously whenever you bend over, there's going to be a little bit of wrinkling, but even when standing up, I just could not get the fabric to sit on me correctly in order for it to lay flush. This is laying flush, you know what I'm saying? Like everything is molding to all the right places. It just looks so good. I also don't have a lot of risk in the chest area at all for gaping, whereas I feel like before in the unified all-in-one, sometimes it was a little bit anxiety inducing whenever I would bend over and whatnot because there's just a little bit of looseness. However, in this, the chest is narrowed a little bit more. Everything is just much more closely together, and there's just a lot less chances of gaping, of you falling out or anything. And I believe the neckline is a little bit more narrow as well. I mean, all of that information is going to be in the graphics that are popped up on the screen right here. So I really hope that helps. Also, as we turn to the back, they have adjustable straps that come all the way down to your lats, and then we have this whole backless situation and that shortened glute seam. Something that I also wanted to note is that this glute seam is a little bit shorter than the one that's currently on the unified all-in-one. It's not even that big of a difference. It's honestly like a quarter of an inch, but I do feel like it sits up in the glutes a lot better. It's a lot more flattering in my opinion. With the silhouette of this, the waist is also taken in ever so slightly. Whenever I measured this from glute seam to glute seam, there was a little bit of a difference in the overall width of the body area. So like I mentioned, everything just sits a little bit more flush. There's less wrinkling overall, and it just fits like a glove. Definitely a top pick from this entire collection. I need all of these short all-in-ones stat pronto ASAP. Thank you. But let's talk about, you know, features and stuff overall. It does come with a built-in shelf bra, removable cup pads, and obviously the shelf bra ends at the side here because it just completely cuts off into that backless moment. And something that I did notice on the side right here is that this seam just kind of pops out, which is a little bit annoying. It's not like it digs in or that it's super bulky. Either way, the shelf bra is definitely functional. I feel held in, I feel lifted, the girls are secure. Other than that, all other details in terms of design are pretty similar. Like there's no other front seams, no waistband, no nothing. It's just completely flat. I'll show you guys what the bottom looks like here in a second, but this is almost a full length on me despite it being a regular length. I don't know what the inseam is, but whenever I do measure it, then I'll pop it on the screen. Turning to the back, this does sit like right underneath my shoulder blades. You can kind of see it cutting in right there. I can still do pull-ups just fine. Nothing is feeling overly pinchy, but just something to note that the straps definitely cut in like right underneath your shoulder blades a bit. As we follow this along to the scoop in the back, there is a seam that goes across the entire back right here, I guess to just keep things held in. And I really do like that because it adds just a little bit more reinforcement whenever it comes to the overall structure of the one piece. And there's no gaping at all. This is what the bottom's coverage is looking like on me. So again, this is honestly fitting me very much like a full length legging. The glutes are on fire. there. And here's what I mean by that side seam right there. Very much minimal. There's no bulkiness at all, and it sits super flush against the skin too. This is what the compression is looking like on the thighs, but I did want to go ahead and do a squat test to see if this rides down at all. I am wearing a thong that is very much a high-rise thong, so it's actually staying in place super well. So it's not gonna be for some, but if you like one pieces as a whole, then 100%, I will choose this over the unified all-in-one any day. This is just so much more flattering. It's a little bit more my style as well, and just fits like a freaking glove. Love her. So definitely one of my like top picks for sure. So here is your little gait test. I'm not at risk of anything falling out at all. Here it is on the side. In terms of support, I mean, I feel pretty held in right now. I would say that overall, the one piece on me fits like a medium to high compression, and I'm getting a solid medium support in this too. Lastly, let's talk about sizing. I feel like for the most part, this fits pretty true to size. If you stuck to your normal one piece sizing, or for example, the unified all-in-one sizing, this definitely fits a little bit more compressive than that. If you are a little bit bigger busted, then you might lose out on that side boob coverage right here, because I have a little bit of side boob hanging out actually, because it just scoops down super, super low. So I feel pretty confident in saying to stick true to your normal jumpsuit size. But if you are in between sizes, I would size up this time. So that takes care of it for performance. We are now moving on to athleisure as well as lounge. So first and foremost, starting off hot, you guys, we have the Cotton Icon Mid Vest. I'm wearing the color light gray marl in a size extra small, and right off the bat, this fabric count is a little bit different than what we've seen previously for the Cotton Icon baby tees and whatnot. This has a higher polyester count, and you can kind of see right here in this stretch that overall it truly does have a lot of structure to it, surprisingly. So everything is pretty much sitting in place. There's no movement whatsoever, and while there is some stretch to this, I feel like the Cotton Icon baby tees had slightly more stretch to it. You can kind of see that right here versus this. I really hope that that made sense, but let's just talk details about this. There aren't really many details to discuss, but we do have this lower neckline. I am wearing the Timeless strappy bralette in cool brown underneath, and you cannot tell the difference between like my skin underneath the bra or the bra either. Like there's no color peeking through or anything, which I am so appreciative of, because I feel like for lighter colors of the Cotton Icon baby tees, you can definitely see the bra underneath. Not for this though. So I'm very happy with how this is looking so far, and with such a light color as well. The ONER Active logo is embroidered right there on the left hand side. Love those little details and whatnot. And whenever I wore this to that coffee shop the other day, I paired it with the light gray marl raw lounge wide leg trousers, and guys, it was the cutest freaking look. I can definitely see myself wearing this more often. I've told you guys this before, but I don't like spaghetti strap type of tank tops. I gravitate more towards straps like this, where they're just a little bit thicker, and this is typically like my go-to top. All I need is a built-in shelf bra. Like if this had a built-in shelf bra, chef's kiss, it would be complete, but this does not come with a built-in shelf bra. It is a single lined fabric, so there's no like dual thickness or anything at all. But regardless of the fact, like I said, there's nothing peeking through, so love that. The armholes come rather low. There's no digging in or pinching at all though, and it does offer enough coverage for the Timeless strappy bralette, at least, where there's nothing peeking through on the sides or anything. And if I do a bend over gape test, there's nothing gaping either. I mean, truly, this is just a really comfortable everyday top. I don't feel anything digging in. The back has a little racer back situation back there. I honestly don't know what other bra I would wear with this, because I'm not gonna wear any of the other performance bras out. Like I'm not gonna wear the unified micro bralette under this or the Timeless square neck bra, because they're just way too compressive. The Timeless strappy bralette is my everyday go-to bra. So I don't have an issue with this at all, but I mean, to each their own. I don't know what this would look like if I were to wear it without a bra, but I'll insert a little blurb here of whether you could see nip through it or not, and we'll just kind of go from there. In terms of length, it truly hits me at a mid length, so right at the smallest portion of my waist. I feel like if I were to wear leggings over this, it would definitely cover the top of the waistband and not show skin. So if you have a longer torso, I would imagine that this sits a little bit higher on you even. I need to measure this and compare it against the Cotton Icon baby tees. So once I have that graphic, I will pop it up here on the screen for you guys. For sizing, I would say to stick true to size. You could size up or down depending on how how you want it to fit. I am very, very happy with how this is like fitting my waist. There's no wrinkling at all. Honestly, whatever size that you get in the cotton icon baby tees, just stick with that size for this and it should fit fairly similarly. All right, I'm just gonna show this on the screen first before popping it on because I just don't feel comfortable hopping on camera with like no bottoms, you know what I'm saying? But this is the high leg bodysuit, and the details I'm gonna focus on for this section at least are going to involve this bottom portion right here. But as we can see, very much a high leg, you guys. This opening right here does seem to be pretty wide. On the sides of the bodysuit, you can kind of see the seam running down the leg. And if we turn this around, it's just like a really small seam to bind everything in place, and I'm just really curious as to how this is going to dig in. If it does dig in, hopefully it doesn't, but the stretch on here is pretty minimal. And then once you actually get to the portion for your bits, it does have a little gusset pocket. At the very bottom, there is a clasp. Turning to the back, we also have a thong situation. Very similar seams to the front where it's just kind of exposed on the inside and there's just very minimal stretch right there. So again, interested to see if this will dig in at all, but let's go ahead and pop this on. I don't know if I mentioned this in the previous clip, but I am wearing the size extra small black in the regular length. This comes in both regular and long lengths, which we love because I feel like that's just so much more accommodating to gals with shorter and longer torsos. And I wish they did that for the unified all-in-one. Hopefully that's something that they can do in the future. But yeah, this is what this looks like on me. You do have a fairly wide scoop neck right here. There is no built-in shelf bra. It is single lined. There's no compressiveness to kind of like give you that tummy control or anything at all. Now this does have a cotton count of 93% and then 7% elastane. And whenever I first felt this, I actually thought that this felt most similarly to, and if you're an OG, you would know, the classic oversized mirror tees, the ones that launched with ripe fig and 70% cocoa. It was, I mean, definitely thicker than the classic lightweight t-shirts that we've been seeing, but the mirror graphic tees in particular was just a little bit sturdier. It kind of had this like suede-like finish to it where I just felt like the cotton was a little bit thicker and it was just a little bit more brushed feeling as well. This feels fairly similarly to that, where it's a little bit of a durable cotton with a suede-like finish. I don't even know if that freaking makes sense. Hopefully it does, but that's just the best way that I can describe this. On top of that, there is no adjustability to these straps. So what I've been seeing, you can kind of tell right here with just me relaxing my shoulders, is that these straps are like at a risk of falling off of my shoulder. There's definitely some looseness right here. It's not sitting straight up. It's kind of jutting out to the side, as you can see literally right there. I don't know. I'm a little bit underwhelmed by this bodysuit. It does have the signature DNA contour lines going along the bust all the way down to the end of the bodysuit, very similar to how Mellow Soft tops are designed as well. And then once you actually get to the bottom right here, and this is what my fear was earlier, was that I didn't want it digging in. And I think you can even see right here that there's a little bit of digging. I mean, that's my glute right there, but it's not necessarily sitting above my hip bones. My hip bones are literally right here. So it's sitting on top. It's not uncomfortable per se. For the bottom region, everything feels covered. I feel protected. I feel good. If we turn to the back, this does sit above my glutes. So I think we are good to go there in terms of it not cutting in. And I think a reason as to why this bodysuit straps are right there, literally, I feel like it's because this is just so wide. If we just tightened this by about an inch, then this would have so much more structure and stay up a lot better than what it's currently doing right now, because as it stands, it's just kind of sitting here on me and there's just a lot of looseness. Turning to the front, you can actually see that there's a little bit of like wrinkling of the fabric right along my armpit area right there. So yeah, I don't know about this one, but maybe gals who have a longer torso than me would like this. I just think we need a short torso length, or just shorten the straps, in my opinion. Alrighty, if I were to wear this out, this is a pair of jeans that I would probably wear this with. It's a pair of like washed gray jeans from Fit Jeans. I like how it looks with the freaking jeans. Like, it's flattering, you know what I'm saying? On these pair of jeans, the seam for my glutes is like right up here. You can't tell that anything is digging in at all. Everything is very seamless and it kind of lays flush. I would definitely say to size down if in between. There is some stretch to this, and I feel like there's definitely room for it to be tightened in certain places. If I were to do some sort of gape test for you guys, then yeah, nothing is at risk of like falling out at all. It really is just the length of the straps that is my main concern, but we're good to go for the gape test and everything. Moving on to one of my other favorite pieces that are launching in this collection is the new vintage open back crop tee, and this is in the color retro blue. It also has white and power pink in it as well. The black version of this has white as well as pump green for the legendary wording on it, and I just think this is such a cute, unique piece. And right off the bat, once again, this does have a little bit of a different fabric composition than the Cotton Icon baby tees do, and I just compare it to the Cotton Icon baby tees because that's just what we've recently seen. This has 1% less cotton and 1% more elastane. I feel like this has such better stretch than the Cotton Icon baby tees do. Like, just look at this. The stretch and the bounce back of that stretch, insane. I really love the fit of this versus the Cotton Icon baby tees where like there is obviously stretch to this, but I feel like there's just more stretch to it. Also, something that I know you guys will be super, super happy about is the fact that this neck hole is actually stretchy. Guys, I did not have to fumble around, mess around with this freaking head hole. It's stretchy, and we love to see that because if there's one thing that I will say about this freaking Cotton Icon baby tee is that this neck hole, I know it looks big right now, it's not big. Anywho, I'll post the graphics up here to compare the two. Overall, this has longer sleeves, a more dropped shoulder. There's no digging into the armpits at all for me in my size extra small. Let's just go ahead and freaking tie this up for you guys to see because this just looks so freaking stupid right now. This entire stitching for the string goes all the way along the top of the, or I guess the bottom of the seam as well. And I do like how it's reinforced because it just looks a little bit more durable and there's no risk of this coming loose at all. But okay, let's go ahead and tie this. I'm gonna first tie it in a way where it's still gonna have a good amount of length. And the nice thing about this is that you can truly customize this to any length that you're wanting. This is what that kind of looks like. So freaking cute. And it definitely sits over the, you know, effortless waistband for me. If I raise my arms up, you see just a sliver of skin right there, but you can just easily pull that down, you know what I'm saying? If you wanted to make it even more cropped, then you would just basically pull at this. I kind of had it up here, you know what I'm saying? There we go. That is what she's looking like whenever it's tied halfway up your back. And in the front, it just becomes a little cropped t-shirt. I didn't feel like anything was digging in at all. Like even though the string is going through the top here, there wasn't any tightness. Nothing is digging into my lats either. Again, I picked a size extra small. I would just go with whatever size that you previously got in the Cotton Icon baby tees. And I feel like you will be very pleasantly surprised with how this fits. And if you were in between sizes and you're wanting something that kind of covers your stomach, you can easily size up, I feel, and the length will increase proportionately to the size. But overall, I would say that if you stick true to size, you'll be super happy with it. Last but not least, we have the Raw Lounge pieces. I am wearing the cropped zip through hoodie in the color washed black, and I feel like you can very easily tell the difference right here that this is not a true black. With all of these pieces, it actually came with a tag, so I kept it on this jacket just to show you guys, but basically on every single Raw Lounge piece that you guys get, it'll have this tag saying that they each have this washed effect to make every single piece unique. Makes it a little bit more grungy, a little bit more lived in, which I love. I'm wearing a size small in this hoodie. Didn't really care to size up because if I'm wearing a cropped hoodie, I would prefer for it to be more true to size and true to what we've seen in the previous oversized zip through hoodie. It's just gonna have the ONER ACTIVE logo, and in this case, the little birthday graphic on the left-hand side. There are no pockets, seeing as it is cropped, and to be fair, I would be a little T-Rex in this if it did have pockets, but it has the same type of like drawstrings that the previous Raw Lounge pieces did. Cuffed sleeves, they are also very much oversized. It hits me before my belly button by a couple of inches actually. So if you like how this is currently fitting on me, then I would definitely say to stick true to size. And in terms of this hood, yeah, I mean, it's fine. Could be a little bit bigger, just like the other oversized zip through jacket. I could do with this. I mean, y'all already know I love me some Raw Lounge. There's not much more to say about that. For bottoms, I have reviewed this piece before, so it's not gonna be any new news in terms of this, but we do have a rather thick waistband that is definitely stretchy, you guys, so you do not have to worry about this fitting tight or anything at all. Same drawstrings as well. And then this does have pockets on both sides. Graphic is going to be on the left-hand side once again, and there is a raw hem at the bottom here. You will also see this very similar raw hem on the trousers too. And I have to say this real quick because I know the Discord girls know this, but it's just something that I need to get off of my chest. But guys, if we are having to trim off the bottom of our raw lounge wide leg trousers for them to fit you correctly, just don't freaking buy it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like clothes should be made to fit us, not the other way around. And if you're having to alter your clothes out the gate, then I just don't think that it's worth it in my opinion. Like if anything, I want to work with Honor to have even more petite lengths in this because the raw lounge wide leg trousers do run long. Like they really do. That's why I had to size down to a short length where I'm regularly a regular length in wide leg or flares or whatever the case may be. So yeah, this is reinforced at the bottom right here with this seam. So if you were to cut above this seam, then this fraying that's happening along the edges right here will be even more exaggerated. And I just don't think that the integrity of these trousers and whatnot will hold up to the test of time. So I just don't think that we should be hemming and altering and friggin' cutting and or whatever, doing a little DIY projects and whatnot. The wide leg trousers do run long. So my suggestion is to size down from what your normal length size is if you're worried. But I mean, we'll get to that piece here in a sec. I just had to make that little rant because yeah, anywho, love these shorts. This is what it looks like in the back as well. So no bells and whistles, nothing too crazy. You can see that wash on full display back there. Sizing is the same as usual. I would say stick true to size, or you could truly size down if in between because it's just that stretchy. I need us to take this outfit in as a whole because are you freaking kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? This is so dang, I really should have gotten the friggin' like aqua blue raw lounge set whenever it launched before, because now I get it. I get the hype surrounding the matching bold colored tracksuits because Muscle Mommy Red and raw lounge is making me feel some type of way. Okay, this is what the wide leg trouser is looking like with the short length. So if we compare this to how they were looking before with the regular length, this is a drastic difference. I mean, I'm still somewhat dragging. Like if I were to stand on my tippy toes and whatnot, yeah, I'm still barely dragging the floor, and that's if I were to wear like stiletto heels. If I were to wash this, I feel like it would truly be the perfect length, but for now on me, it's still kind of like dragging on the floor, I'm not gonna lie. So I think moving forward, I'm just gonna go ahead and get the short length for these trousers, and if you're shorter than 5'2", have a shorter leg length than 31 inches, you're shit out of luck. Unfortunately, has the same details once again as the other raw lounge wide leg trousers that launched a couple months ago, and this is what the back is looking like as well. Yeah, like the length size down, like the size extra small on my waist and everything, but this definitely still needs to go in the dryer before it's at the length that I'm looking for. Some lounge that I got in literally this morning will be the Raw Lounge zip through hoodie. I have it in retro blue as well as white actually, so I'll show you guys that here in a second. But I wanted to detail how the wash actually looks in person versus the more solid colors, like for example, that unified ultra micro V-neck bralette and the unified shorts down there. The color is just a little bit more lived in. You can see some patches of white in it, I guess, because again, it's that washed effect. So that's just gonna be how it looks, but overall it still looks like it's the same color obviously, but here's the color white. It also has retro blue as well as Muscle Mommy Red in the graphic, and I just love how this looks as a stark contrast to the blue. So the white jacket is definitely like one of my top picks. And so the plot thickens because as of this morning, today is the 5th, by the way, it is Friday. The video should be going up tomorrow. And this morning I woke up, I was like, oh my God, what a beautiful day. I can relax because the video is basically done. I just needed to wait on like finishing touches from the Honor team to send over. But then I freaking get a boop, boop, boop at my door and my additional pieces got here. So this is our 3rd day filming now. And throughout the video, you should have seen a couple pieces scattered here and there, such as the pump green unified shorts and that color comparison. I got an extra small in the Shrug. I got a couple of the oversized zip through hoodies. And then last but not least, this freaking number is the last piece that we need to talk about, and it is the unified scoop back all-in-one. I have a lot of stuff to say about this. First of all, I'm wearing a size extra small, and this is obviously in the color Muscle Mommy Red. I did do a couple of graphics and whatnot, so I will pop them up here on the screen for you guys. And what I've noticed is that just comparing this to the regular unified all-in-one, this one is just a little bit more narrow in the waist, in the bust. The bust actually sits a little bit lower as well, so it's a little bit more of a plunging neck. The inseam length is around 4.5 inches, very similar to the unified all-in-one, sitting at I think 4 3/4 inches. But this has a shorter glute seam than all of the all-in-one. So it is extremely short, and what I'm noticing is that there is so much tension pulling at my cooch and just a very prominent Barbie crotch situation going on. And how I know that it's a little bit tight down there is that if you look at this fabric, it's kind of like just not flush against my skin. There's a little bit of air right here. I just wish that they made it fit like this, because holy crap, this fit like a glove. Otherwise, it does fit fairly similarly to the long all-in-one. If I were to do a gape test, I mean, it's just gonna be the same results as the previous gape test, right? I don't have any gaping in a size extra small in this. The biggest concern with this is literally just going to be the inseam, because this looks like a 3-inch inseam. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could wear this outside of my glutes and make this go longer, I guess, but that just doesn't look good. It doesn't look like it's supposed to sit like that. Typically, whenever brands do a shorter glute seam, it's so that way it naturally sits in your cheeks and does this little like wedgie moment, I guess, which is nothing new if you typically wear like scrunch bum shorts, because it's just gonna have that wedgie look anyway. But once you actually pull it up there and have it sit comfortably in your glutes, then what happens is that this is common, where there's just bunching material around your crotch, but more so there's just a lot of tension here, I feel. And then right down here as well, like everything is just being pulled up there. Like it's definitely sitting in the cheeks, you know what I'm saying? But this inseam length has now become so short where if I squat once, twice, 3 times, boom, my thigh eats it up, and it just looks like I'm wearing panties at this point. It's just so short, and even right here, you can tell that my thighs are kind of like swallowing up this freaking short. I don't know. I'm actually super disappointed by how this fits, because I figured that I would like this version so much more than the long version, because I typically wear short jumpsuits anyway, but this is sitting like way up there, and there's nothing that I can really do about that. This is the difference, by the way. Regardless though, there's no type of like underwear showing or anything at all. Like, you're covered there, no need to worry about butt crack or panties or anything at all. It really is just this back seam here. I think it's even rolling up at this point. Yeah, it just rolled up into my cheek. Give me like 2 more inches, and I'd be so happy with this. Now, before I move forward with the outro, again, because I just got the official brief as well as the rest of my pieces, I now have, I guess, all the information that I need for making this video. And it turns out that there are actually a couple more pieces that are launching that I didn't see in the little line sheet that they sent over when initially taking my order, but there are a couple t-shirts coming out. So we have the OA Tour Graphic Washed t-shirt. It looks like it's made from their most heavyweight cotton and has a ribbed crew neckline. So it should be very similar to these tees, like the Raising the Bar tees and just like the OYB tees as an example. That's super high quality. I just love these tees so much. It's actually my favorite oversized tee that they have. I don't really care for the lightweight one. It's nice and breathable and all that, but I love me this like super vintage collegiate type of feel. And it basically just has the timeline of ONER Active from inception to now, where they kind of detail their most iconic launches and just like events that have happened since the brand has launched. And I think that's super cool. I actually want to snag that tee. But next up, we have the same thing, but in a long sleeve, and it looks like it's still made of their heavyweight cotton. And last but not least, they also have the legendary graphic print washed t-shirt. So if you look really, really closely, it looks like all of the graphics are a little bit crackly from wear and whatnot, but that's just the design. Very similar to the Raw Lounge pieces that we saw, where it looks just a little bit more lived in and whatnot. We do have a couple accessories as well. They have the tie-dye crew socks in a 3-pack, the Muscle Mommy red tote bag, washed blue denim cap, as well as the silhouette bras and thongs coming out in Muscle Mommy red as well as Power Pink. That takes care of it for officially everything that is launching in this collection. Alrighty friends, that about wraps it up for this video. I really hope that it was helpful, that you enjoyed, took something away from it, found it educational, all of the above. And let me just like make a little note, right? Because ONER has had a lot of launches this year. It's been pretty back to back, I would say, like every couple of weeks or so. And that just kind of shows you how much the brand is growing and, you know, how much they're listening to customer feedback, because with the most recent Effortless Archives launch, they definitely brought back a couple of the birthday collection colors from years ago. Like warm copper came back, slate blue came back, and slate blue has launched multiple times in different pieces as well. So if you do end up missing out on some of these colors and some of these pieces, please do not fret, because eventually it might take them a couple years, but eventually they will bring these pieces back if you love them enough. And if you're just not in a financial place to be spending this amount of money and you're just like really stressed out about your finances and or just like your mental well-being during this launch, please just do not fret. They're just clothes at the end of the day. And I'm just constantly stressing the importance of building what I call a capsule wardrobe with just like your necessities. And if you decide to treat yourself to a little something, then by all means, but please don't stress out over like missing some of these items or whatever the case may be because of the FOMO aspect of it all. Like you don't need any of this. These are all wants, and we have to recognize that and just be responsible with our finances. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that this resonates with some of you guys. But for those of you who are in the market for some of these newer pieces and whatnot, the launch is once again on September 16th at 11 a.m. Central Time. That's like when general access is going live. However, if you are attending the birthday event in LA, I will be seeing you for both days, for the entire day. The schedule has already been announced at this point. This isn't like written out in the actual itinerary on the website, but some of the activities that I will personally be doing include being at the retail space and kind of being that resource for you guys to shop with y'all. And it's just so crazy to think about because we've just been doing this online for so long. So the fact that I get to be in person with y'all and like guide you through your shopping experience and like essentially shop with you and whatnot, it's just so crazy to me. I can do all this reviews and stuff like that on the spot, and maybe I'll just bring my little tape measure and like wear it around my neck or whatever and help you guys out with measurements and stuff. I don't know, it's gonna be a freaking crazy time, but if you are shopping in person, then I will be there to help you guys out if you need it. There will also be changing rooms as well as like little posing rooms and stuff. I just can't wait to see you guys there. And again, you will definitely be able to pre-order the collection at the event as well. But otherwise, yeah, the launch is on the 16th. Anywho, if you found any of this helpful, then as always, it would mean the world to me if you shopped via this link down here. My support link will also be down in my bio, YouTube description, my Instagram bio stories, just all of the above. I hope that you're able to get your hands on everything that you want. Next week's vlog should be me kind of prepping for LA. Then we're just gonna be headed off to the event. Until then, I will catch you guys later and hopefully meet and squeeze some of you guys in person. Don't forget to like and subscribe, do all the things, and I will see you and talk to you later. So, bye.